Jules and Jim,
What's poppin'?
we choreograph our opening.
Yeah, is that how we open the show? We're just like, it's Jules and Jim. We need
Here's the reason I don't want to choreograph it. What if we have to talk about something really serious? And it's like, hey, I'm Jules, I'm Jim. Someone died today.
No, it can be a very special episode of Jules and Jim. Like when you would watch Family Ties and they wouldn't play the opening song and you'd be like, uh-oh, this is one where Alex has a friend who died. This is when Tom Hanks comes on and he's an alcoholic.
Well, people would know then, right?
Yeah, we'd be Tom
Hanks. They didn't do the choreographed thing, so this is like a serious episode.
Yeah. And who are we to make a serious episode, by the way? Is that something?
No, but musicians die.
I know, that's true. Yeah, you're right. We might get serious. We shouldn't box ourselves in.
All right. Wait, I'm going to close this. All right, here we go. All right. So on today's episode of Jules and Jim, we're going to talk about Joey Valence Brae. So offline, off Zoom, I asked DJ Hesta Prynn, have you ever heard of Joey Valence Brae? And you said no, and I said, good, don't do anything.
Yeah, I said no. I
don't want you to do homework. I don't want you to listen to their music. I want to get your visceral gut reaction. So last year, a really good friend of mine, he sent me a link to Joey
Valence Brae.
You're a bigger fan than I am right now. So he sent me a link to the song, and you know how the links always come with a picture?
Yes.
And it's them mugging for a fisheye lens. And I thought, uh-oh.
Seen that before.
I'm like, here we go. I want to be the Beastie Boys.
I'm like, who hasn't done that? Raise your hand if you mugged for a fisheye lens.
I've spent my whole adult life trying to be the Beastie Boys, so I can understand, but it's like a double-edged sword. Yeah. If you don't pull it off, I freaking hate you.
Yeah, oh yeah.
So I listened to the song, and I thought, all right, I don't hate it. I don't hate it. So the first one I heard was called Hooligang.
Okay.
And then the second one I found was called Punk Tactics. And I heard Punk Tactics, and I thought, I think I'm a fan. I think I like these guys.
Where are these gentlemen from, and what is their age?
So, they are so new. I don't even think they have a Wikipedia page.
Okay.
I do know that Joey Valence went to Penn State.
Okay.
And then a lot of their videos take place in the suburbs. So I'm assuming, maybe this is wrong of me, I'm assuming they're from PA, Ohio, Virginia, maybe the New Jersey slice.
Jersey, yeah, I got it.
To Pennsylvania.
And Valence, is this an Italian name?
I don't know.
Are these two Jewish men?
I don't know.
Okay, well, I need a context. You want me to not have context.
I'm going to play you the music.
But I want to contextualize it first. But you want me to react to it naturally. I get what's happening.
I don't know where they're from.
Okay.
And I think there was a Rolling Stone article that came out not too long ago. I currently don't have a subscription to Rolling Stone, and I didn't want to get one just to read the article.
I have one, so I'll send it.
Read it. All right.
I'll Photoshop it and send.
Not now. All right. So what I want to do is let me do a quick screen share. Can you see my screen?
I can.
So it's not like they're nobodies. So this is the poster for Bottle Rock.
This looks like a good festival.
You got the Chili Peppers, Post Malone. And then you go down here. So they're not Bottom Line. Do you see that? Joey Valence Brae?
I do.
They're next to Mayute. Do you know that group?
I do not.
Nor do I. Do you know the Rex?
No, I don't know anyone below Joey Valence Brae. I'm like, who else do I'm like Paris Jackson. I know who that is, but I don't know who the rest of these people are.
When do I start knowing people? I know Tovlo. Okay, I know totally. Yeah.
No, I know everyone above them. Japanese Breakfast, Tovlo, Bastille, Young Gravy, Thievery Corporation. I know all. This is a great lineup. I would love to go see.
So so they're playing Bottle Rock.
Oh, Warren G and the Silent Disco. Not mad
at that. All
right,
so then we've got Shaky Knees. This is in Atlanta, Georgia.
Okay.
And Joey Valence Brae. Hold on, I saw them earlier. Where do you see them?
On day 2, next to Heartless Bastards, or next to.
Oh, with the Muse Day.
Yes.
Oh, they're there. All right. So Joey Valence Brae, one line up. So still small font band.
Okay.
But they are playing the same stage as Muse that day.
But worst day of the festival. No offense to the Mars Volta. I'm just saying.
Wait, lineup wise?
Lineup wise, yeah, like I'm down for Fantagram and the Mars Volta, but like I'm looking at these other days with much more excitement.
What would be your favorite day? Now
Day one.
that's an episode like what's the best day? If two performers are playing simultaneously, which one would you see? But that's another topic for another
That's
day.
another
But
show.
just
That's
looking
another
at
show.
this, what's your favorite day?
Day one. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Cypress Hill, Group Love, Placebo, Diggable Planets, Be Your Own Pet, Peaches.
Wait, where do you see this?
Day one, May 5th.
Oh, Friday. Okay.
Yeah, it's not the Killers that's turning me on. It's like everything like third round
Oh,
down.
wait, look. Cypress Hill performing Black Sunday.
Like that's why I'm going to the
That's awesome.
That's why I'm going to the festival. I'm not going to see, songs for kids. I don't even know what that is on May 6th.
All right, so then let's bring up another poster. So this is See Here Now in Asbury Park. Joey Valence Brae sharing the same stage as our buds, Tegan and Sarah, the
Foo
Breeders,
Fighters.
the Beach Boys, Weezer, who I love, Foo
Yeah.
Fighters, and where are they? Oh, here they go. They're on the second line.
Wow. All right, this is like a real group. I'm getting curious.
All right, so I want you to know that it's not like my friend's cousin.
Yeah, I thought this was like your friend sent you somebody's demo.
No.
Okay.
So they're playing legit festivals.
Okay, wow.
So now what I want you to do, if you can, do you see how I have two links in the chat?
Yes.
So can you
There's
copy and paste?
nothing in the chat. You got to drop it in.
Oh, wait, I got to actually send it.
But okay, got it.
All right, so I sent it. So in a different window, and I don't know if you could listen with headphones on.
I'd have to like figure that out. How important is that to do?
Would it take you more than like 40 seconds?
No, it wouldn't.
Okay.
I'm wearing a sweatshirt I bought at the Justin Bieber concert. Okay.
All right, so in a separate window, can you click on the Hooligang video? But you know how cool this is? You know how they have those reaction videos? We're making one now.
Okay.
But you're not like a Gen Zer. You're a Gen Xer doing a reaction video. We're like flipping the script.
Okay, here we go. Oh, okay. All right, they're doing that 360 thing. My husband like invented this, by the way. I don't know if you know that.
Step into the scene. No, nobody can do it like me. Zoop house plate with the kick cuisine. I was the black top.
Is this track like a Beastie Boys track?
It sounds like it, right?
I was a kid and I was breaking down doors. Listen to the tribe, now we on a world tour. We gave them hell and now we gonna give them more. JVB, mighty morphin like Megazord.
Ooh!
Power like Ranger, range like Rover.
This is my favorite, like, Ill Communication is my favorite Beastie Boys album. It's not the best, but it's my favorite, and this is like an Ill Communication record. The record, not the rap.
Oh my god, that is fire!
It's also a little Run the Jules. It's also a little like,
All right, so you want to pause it? Can we pause it?
I can't hear you.
Okay, pause it.
All right, I have a lot of feelings.
Okay, can you hear me now?
I can.
Okay. What did you think? Oh no. You're repositioning yourself.
It's hard to separate my own emotional experience of watching this from what I like think of it. Because I, like you, was in like a Beastie Boys tribute band that was actually like a real band. And we were like the first generation to do that. I mean, especially really like my band was like the first generation to really do it and like twist it a little.
And don't, not to tell you what to think or do, but I have some questions about Northern State after I show you another video.
Okay.
So hold that thought.
Okay. And when we did it, we were so conscious of like we were so obviously influenced by the Beastie Boys on so many levels and from them personally that like it was like you couldn't deny that. But we were so careful to try to not be like a Beastie Boys tribute band and just like copy what the Beastie Boys did. we tried so hard to be aware of how big of an influence they were on us, but also like lean towards the other things, like lyrically, visually, sonically, with instrumentation. Like, who else were we besides just like three girls who like the Beastie Boys? And I think we did a good job of that, for better or for worse. If we had been, when we were in the major label system, and like when we were in all of that, when we started, the machine started around us, all of the advice was be the girl Beastie Boys. And especially Spiro was like, no, we're so much more than that. We're this, we're this, we're this. And I think in a way that was almost like our demise, is that we were too many things and we kind of maybe complicated it. And when I see this, it's so on the nose with the visual, with the sneakers, with the lyrics, with the delivery. It's like two Ad Rocks, or like an Ad Rock and a wannabe Mike D.
Ad Rock and Mike D.
It's like Ad Rock and Mike D. And the songs, the beats are like, you know, like take this and like put it in like an AI and have it like come out, like make me a Beastie Boys song. And so who are you, like Joey Valence and whatever Brae, if not just like literally it's a talent show and we're the best Beastie Boys tribute band in the world.
All right, so let's go to the second song.
Okay.
So like you, the first one I heard was Hooligang.
Okay.
And my favorite is Punk Tactics.
Okay, I'm going to play it.
Tell me if this is a bigger jam than Hooligang.
Okay, copy that.
If you don't shut your mouth, I'ma shut it for you, punk. Hit ya with the punk tactics. Hit ya with the punk tactics. Hit ya with the punk tactics. Hit ya with the hard punk tactics. Bankrolls come straight for the assets. No games, no throw or pass it.
Hesta Prynn doing a reaction video right now. Head nodding. She hasn't said anything yet. I saw like a little shoulder movement.
I mean, this record is like a jam. That's the thing. It's like, it's hard because it's so shamelessly like, it's like it's not even like real music because it's such a copy of what the Beastie Boys do. And like even with like the VHS piping and the skateboard, it's like it's shameless. But I love the Beastie Boys, so like I like it. You know what I mean? Like it's the same shit.
So you can pause it. So you said it's shameless.
Hold on. So, there we go.
That's the era we grew up in.
Yeah.
You know, we love the Beastie Boys. They actually had a song that went viral on TikTok. They were on Ellen's show last year. She interviewed them. Yeah, these two. And the one question she had to ask was, hey, like you're obviously...
Ever heard of the Beastie Boys? Yeah, right.
And
they're like, no,
Joey
we don't know who that is.
Valence
We never Googled them.
Yeah, Joey Valence is like, my dad played me body moving when I was a kid. And I remember it was during Halloween and I was wearing my Batman costume. So for kids growing up today who may not even know the Beastie Boys, isn't this amazing? Wouldn't this be an amazing gateway into the Beastie Boys?
This is why it's triggering me, because it's like it feels like unfair. It feels like unfair that like the amount of time that the people who are discovering this have between this and the Beastie Boys. And when I play a Beastie Boys record as a DJ, like people don't know it. I can only play a Beastie Boys record in like an older room. People don't know it, and like people know like the Wu-Tang Clan and Biggie and like everything else like that I play. But they really don't know the Beastie Boys, and it's like it always annoys me. I'm always like, you fools. And it's like the kids can like this because it sounds awesome. It looks great. It's all the things I love about the Beastie Boys, you and me love. But they like invented this, and it's like it's like if you're the only person who like ever made a hamburger and then like 35 years went by and somebody else was like, here's a new sandwich I made. It's called a hamburger. I heard that my dad told me one time, a long time ago, there was somebody else who made a hamburger. It's like that. I don't like the way it makes me feel when I listen to it. It like it makes me mad.
I get all that, but to me, it's almost like someone's carrying the torch. So someone's making the kind of music that I love.
But isn't that us? Jules and Jim carrying the torch? I mean, isn't that like what our entire relationship is predicated on? Is that like we're carrying the torch, me and you?
But we're not making any music.
Even enough records. How many records are you going to make that sound exactly like Body Moving? I like it though, but I like it.
But there's
and that's
going
why
to be
it's
kids
hard.
that listen to this that then get into the Beastie Boys.
It's not. There's not. There's going to be kids who listen to this and I'm telling you, I know what's going on, but I do because I DJ. They listen to this and then they're like, oh, that's dope. I had an artist on my show, like a young artist, like 21 years old. This girl, she's fucking awesome. She's going to like a next big thing, whatever, and has millions of followers on TikTok and all this. And I asked, she plays like folk rock type of a music. And I was like, oh, I'm going to play you something. You play me something. And she'd never heard of, she's like a young queer woman who, whatever. She never heard like a Tia and Sarah song. She didn't know who like Ani DeFranco was. She was like, I'm going to play you a record that I like from a band called Coin. That band Coin's fucking dope. I love that band. They're new. But like, it's like, they're not digging. They're like, oh, this is awesome. This is like this sound. And it's
so
like, no.
Kids don't dig anymore?
I think some of them do, but it's like, I sound so like, get off my lawn right now. And I'm sure though, when people were like listening to hip hop records, like, okay, like a Paul's Boutique, it's like you listen to Paul's Boutique and you're someone 30 years older than us. And you're like, this isn't even music. This is my record library from the 60s and 70s. And that's what it is. But like, take on something old. And to me, this is like, it's like it's a reinterpretation. And when I hear this, I'm just like, it's not a reinterpretation. It's just enough time has gone by that no one will know or have the attention span to care who invented this. And it's hard because that band is the most important band to me. And I know it's the most important band to you. And it's like, we don't take it lightly because like, MCA is not with us anymore. And if he was, the Beastie Boys would have made this record. That's why it's upsetting me. That's what I can feel that's what's upsetting me.
Yeah, like I get it. Like I would love if I could go to a Beastie Boys show this summer,
That's
which
right.
I can't, but I could go to a Joey Valence Brae show, which wouldn't be the same thing, but maybe just like reminding me of the Beastie Boys is enough.
Maybe.
But here's my question. So I have been semi-stalking these guys, asking them for an interview to be on my Beastie Boys podcast.
Yeah.
And I don't know if they're getting my emails or not. I don't know if they're getting my direct messages. But I feel like, maybe this is just me overthinking things, they see Beastie Boys podcast and they're like, I'm going to stay the hell away from that.
Yeah, they're avoiding it. Exactly.
So for you, because I remember when Northern State was coming up, everyone would automatically call you the female Beastie Boys.
That's right.
So did you like that or did you hate that?
I didn't have like a dream of being in a band my whole life. It wasn't like I had this like very specific musical point of view that I was trying to like get across to the world. I was like an insane music fan and I was like an insane reader and writer. And like this band was kind of like a medium for me to speak about things that were important to me. And I think that's why it's easy for me now to be a DJ and be on the radio and do this with you, because I'm still scratching that itch, because that was always the itch I needed to scratch. So it didn't bother me because I was like, if that's how people are synthesizing it, that's cool. Like, that's easy to understand. That's why I met you on MTV, because of that. But Spiro is really more of like a musician's musician, and she's down in Little Rock making music now, and for her, that was very like, it was very upsetting to her. It felt very like reductive and not truthful, and it was like inhibiting her from being the type of artist she wanted to be.
But did you hate that question? Because you probably got asked that a ton.
We never didn't get asked it, and it didn't really bother me. I love the Beastie Boys so much. Like, I was just like, of course, we're like, let's be the female Beastie Boys. How the fuck do you think that band started? Like, let's keep it real. They were like, we want to be the female Beastie Boys. We want you to be in it. And I was like, great. Don't name it something over the top feminist like Hesta Prynn. And they were like, that's your MC name. And that's the first conversation we had about the band. That's a true story.
Wow.
So anyone to not ask it is absurd. But we were doing something different than these guys are doing.
Because when Ellen asked the question, and this is on YouTube, so if you go see it, they slightly deflected. And they're green, so as they get better, they'll be able to deflect that shit in like 2 seconds. But they're like, whoa, we listen to other music from that era too. We love A Tribe Called Quest. So I feel like they're not going to be into answering that question day after day, week after week, year after year.
The thing that really is like the crossover for me is like, look at someone like Macklemore. Like, whether you're a fan or not of Macklemore, when he came out, everybody was like, how much are you influenced by the Beastie Boys? Just because he was a white dude and some of the style and whatever. But Macklemore was, in all of his like trying to be a Beastie Boy and other things too, he wasn't putting forth the image He wasn't making Fish Islands videos made to look like they were shot on VHS. That's the part where, like,
But-
you can, fool me once, Jim. You know what I mean? Like, fool me with the lyrics and the music, but
it
don't
looks
fool
so
me with the
cool.
video.
Like, it looks so cool. Why wouldn't you do that?
That's what you and I would do because we grew up loving the Beastie
Yes.
Boys. That's right. And so did these guys.
Yes. Like, why
That's
wouldn't you
right.
do that? Like, if you see a cool movie, you're like, I want to make a movie that looks just like that.
But don't make a movie that looks just like Kill Bill and then tell me that your father taught you about Quentin Tarantino one time when you were 8 and you never Googled him. I'm gonna close it up by saying this.
Okay. All right.
There's a little couple in this world known as Harry and Meghan. You may have heard of them.
Yes.
There's a documentary of some sort. There's several documentaries going around in which Meghan of Harry and Meghan has said many, many times, asserted that not only did she not know who Prince Harry was, when she met him and began to date him, she didn't even Google him. It's a little something I like to call the lady doth protest too much. The lady doth protest too much. You knew who Prince Harry. Do not make a fool. You may have fallen in love with him, but do not make a fool of me and tell me that you did not know that he was the Prince of England, the grandson of the Queen. Of course you knew. We all knew. Everybody knows. With this group, I would like them better. I would like them better if they were just like, we fucking love the Beastie Boys. We love these records, and we're like trying to take this and like bring it to the next generation. I'd be like, amen. Come on my show.
Yeah.
Come on my show. Let's talk about it. What's your favorite Beastie Boys record? Did you ever get to meet them? They're so cool. What was that like? Did you read the book? Like, don't pretend that you didn't rip this off.
So we're saying embrace it hardcore.
Yeah,
Or do the work where you get out of their shadow.
that's right.
Okay.
That's
Because
right.
but as journalists, and I don't know if I would consider myself a journalist, but it's a question that you have to ask.
It's the only question. It's the only question to ask. And then whatever the answer is, all the other questions go from there. But if you ask this band, like, are you big? If you ask this band about the Beastie Boys and they were like, no, I never Googled Prince Harry, wouldn't you just be like, give me a fucking break, you liar?
It would make me like them less.
That's right. And that's how I feel.
So you have to pick up your daughter.
I do. I got to go to the school right now.
Question.
Yeah.
This week, will you listen to any more Joey Valence and Brae? Has your curiosity been piqued?
It has. I'm curious if any of the other songs sound less like this and more like something else. You know, what else does this band sound like?
All right.
And I wonder if it's hard for Adam Horowitz to see this becoming successful, because there's two of them. And in the book, let's say, and everywhere, but in the book, that he writes in one of the pieces, like when he's talking about Yauk, that they didn't stop performing and being a band because they couldn't get along, or because they ran out of ideas, or because they, got sick of it and moved on to other things. If Yauk was alive, they would be writing, recording, touring, and performing until the last minute. And that's what's heartbreaking about, one of the many things that's heartbreaking about his death.
Yeah. You got to pick up your daughter, but that's interesting to think of, like, Ad Rock's perspective. Like, if this comes across his desk, what does he think of it?
Yeah.
Because when he heard Northern State, Ad Rock took you under his wing.
But I think he liked us because we were doing something different, and because we were so political, like we had such strong feminist politics in our lyrics. I think he saw that in it. We weren't like biting them. We just loved them. But these guys,
that's good. We weren't
Yeah.
biting them. We love them. I'm going to put that
we just
on a
love them.
t-shirt.
Yeah. And we never pretended like that we weren't that.
Real quick before you go, because you got like
Yeah.
3 minutes now.
Yeah.
I was watching the Beastie Boys' last performance at Bonnaroo.
Yeah.
How cool is it that they shouted out Northern State on stage during their
I know.
last show?
I know. It's so crazy. It's so like, I'll never get over it. You'll never get over it. Every part of it. It's like, in the end, this is really like, our friendship is really like predicated on this. And that's like when we talk about music as a means of a way to connect us and belonging and all of this, it's like to really love a band, whatever your band is, if it's Kiss or, AC/DC or whatever, for us, it's this band, it's the Beastie Boys, and to really love it in the way that we do, that real super fans who like know the people, like the way that we love this, it's like we understand each other and we understand how each other feels and like how our perspective on life. It's like because they gave us this. And a new band, whether this band becomes the next fucking whatever or not, it doesn't really matter. They can't give what those guys gave us.
But
Or
maybe
can they?
Maybe they can do that for the younger generation.
You know what? Maybe they can.
We'll see. We'll see.
Maybe they
We'll
can.
see.
We'll see.
You gotta pick
But
up
that
your
ain't
daughter.
us.
You gotta pick up your
Yeah.
daughter.
Okay.
So for DJ Hesta Prynn, my name is Jim Shear, and we will see Yins later.